Microsites are one of these stumbled upon endeavors that it just came to us one Easter. I thought to myself, what would it look like to grab really the basic building blocks of streaming equipment, like a projector, sound system, your phone, and could we gather enough people for the sake of hearing the story of Jesus that could give us an excuse to basically set up a church every single week, week in and week out, with the endeavor of really expanding the walls of the church. This could be like the beginning inklings of like a revival in our city, one projector and one block at a time. Week in and week out, teams come and go from this location just so that they can deliver church to a place where a group of people hopefully really desire it. It can go as far as a gym where there are several hundred people waiting to hear the good news, and I've seen it go as far as 50 miles to meet one person in a convalescent home. Grocery outlet is a great example. It's in the loading dock of a grocery store. There's nothing promising about what that is as far as a church, but what's so incredible is that when truth goes ringing out, it bounces off the walls of the city and people come because it's hope.
Jesus says, hey, I've come that men might have life and life more abundantly. And that's even for the men in prison. That's for the homeless person on the streets. That's for the drunk who's sleeping in the gutter and then wakes up one Sunday morning and we invite him to church and he comes. And that's the beauty of the microsite. When people think, oh, I've been looking for God, and I just tell them, God's been looking for you all the time. He hasn't given up his search on you.
I think one of the dangers belonging to a local church is that we think God is there only, or we think that God is only going to be in the places where we bring him. His heart is to reconcile all things. So as believers, we have to be not just convinced that God is everywhere, but we have to be in pursuit of all places that he already is. And so for us in Microsites, it really isn't about taking Jesus anywhere. I think that's a misunderstanding of who our Savior is. I think that Jesus is already there. He just calls us to deep waters, right? He calls us and says, would you come out here? Because I really would love to incorporate you into the mission of reconciling people back to my Father.